Hey guys, and welcome back to the Pokemon GBA Real or Fake game series. This is part 3 and we'll be looking at a couple of the internal differences between the old fakes, the newer fakes, and the real copies of the Pokemon GBA cartridge games. So we'll be having a look at sort of the differences in-game, what sort of problems there may be, or compatibility issues, or that kind of thing. And then we'll be also having a deeper look at the circuit board to see what sort of differences you'll expect when you open up the game, if you do already have a copy of it with you. Alright, now we'll just have a quick look at what a typical real Pokemon Emerald will look like when you boot up the game. So I'm just turning it on, and once we reach the screen it says the internal battery has run dry, the game can be played. However, clock-based events will no longer occur. So this is typical of what you should see if the battery has run dry. If the battery is not dry, there will be no message when you open up the screen. Alright, so we will be booting up a fake copy of the Pokemon Emerald game, and we'll see what the message says when we open the game. The save file will be loaded. So this game is the fake one, and it usually says it, like if it's a fake game, it'll say the game can be played, or the game can be loaded, or the save file can be loaded. If there's any other message other than the battery, then it is fake, essentially. Alright, now while we have this fake Fire Red plugged in, this is the older fake Fire Red. I will boot it up just to show you what it looks like as a fake game. So when you do boot it up, it says the save file is okay, and that is not okay, basically. You're not supposed to see any message when you do boot up the game, so that is a fake. So the next thing I want to show you is a saving error that you do get in some of the newer fake Pokemon games. For example, in Pokemon Emerald, when we save the game, there's a little audio cut, which I'll show you in just a second. As you can see, that even though it's sort of not a big deal, it's one of the surefire ways to tell whether you've got a fake by just saving as soon as you sort of start up a new file, for example. Alright, so the next thing we're going to test is whether or not the Pokemon games will trade between the fake and the real games. So I do have a fake copy of Emerald and a real copy of Emerald in these games. So, in these Game Boy SPs. So this is the fake one, and then the real one's on the right. Alright, so I also will check them if they will work with the wireless adapters. So I do have those ones connected as well. And I'm just in the Pokemon Center upstairs area where we can do the wireless club sort of stuff there as well. So I will just try to see if they can work. Alright, so it seems like battling will work. Okay, great. Looks like that the battling sort of stuff will definitely work. Alright, let's try to trade that. So far, so good. Alright, so it looks like trading and battling both work, and also the games work with the wireless adapters as well, so that's pretty cool. Good to know. So if you do have fake games, you can definitely, if you do have any other fake games, you can definitely trade them over to your legitimate copy if you do get one later down the track. Now I'm just going to test out the dual slot mode, which is essentially when you plug in one of the GBA cartridge games and into the DS, and you have one of the Gen 4 Pearl, Diamond or Platinum games in the same DS. So I do have Pokemon Platinum plugged in, and I have a legitimate copy of Sapphire. Now it is, I just want to test out whether this dual slot method will work without having an actual save file. So it is on Sapphire at the moment. There is no save file. So I will try to boot it up with Platinum and see if we can encounter any Lotad on Route 203. Now I did a little bit of the maths, and in about 20 to 25 encounters I should expect I have about a 75 to 85% chance of getting at least one Lotad. So what I'll do is I'll just run through the game and see if I can encounter a Lotad. Alright guys, so I was doing some counting, and it just happened to be that the second encounter that I've done was the Lotad already. So this just proves that with a legitimate copy of Sapphire, without having a save file necessary, the game will still work with the dual slot method. So I am able to encounter a Lotad, and this is obviously without any action replay. And yeah, this is the second encounter. I got a Lotad on Route 203, which you normally can't encounter a Lotad in Pokemon Platinum without Sapphire plugged in. So yeah, so it does work without having a save file. And what we'll do now is we will test this with the fake copy of the games and see if we can get somewhere with that as well. Alright, so I will be testing the fake Pokemon games with the dual slot method. I do have Pokemon Platinum in here, and this is a legitimate copy with the National Dex as well. So that's the game we just got the Lotad encounter on with the legitimate Sapphire game, just here. And that one was without a save file at all, so I would expect that if they do work with the fakes, that they don't need any save files. So I haven't gone ahead and created any save files just yet on these two. But we'll start with the really badly made fake, which is this one. We'll get 20 encounters, and if we don't have a Lotad, I'm pretty certain that it won't work. It should be actually a C dot with Pokemon Ruby inserted, and then we'll try with the newer fake to see if they've improved the game at all. So we'll just get that one booted up, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Alright, so this is with the fake Pokemon Ruby in the slot, so you can see that's the one, and it does show with the game on the DS screen. So we'll boot up Platinum and see how that goes, and then I'll just cut to after we've done 20 encounters, and we should expect to see at least one C dot from Route 203. Alright guys, so I have done 25 encounters and not a single one has been a C dot with this fake red in. I reckon I'm pretty certain that it's not going to work with this. I can do a larger sample size, but it's not really necessary, because at 25 encounters we should expect at least an 85% chance of hitting at least one C dot according to the 8% odds. And yeah, it's we didn't get any. We got Abras and all the rarer kind of stuff, but we didn't get any of the C dots. So I have reason to believe that this fake Ruby will not work with the dual slot method. So this one has been tested, and I'll go ahead and test this other fake Ruby version and see how that goes. Another 25 encounters for this other fake this other fake Ruby, and yeah, no C dot as of current, and we've even encountered 4 different Abras, so it goes to show that the fake games will not work with the dual slot method. I will do just another test with a Pokemon Ruby version just to make sure that the C dots are actually spawning, but otherwise I have reason to believe that no fake Pokemon GBA game will work with the dual slot method. Alright guys, so I've just been testing the dual slot method with the legitimate cartridge, which is plugged in there, and yeah, we've seen a C dot after about 18 encounters. So this one did take a little bit of time, but after 18 encounters we have our C dot, so it is working definitely with the legit cartridges, so that's definitely all good. Alright, so this is Pal Park in the Pokemon Platinum game that I was sort of using earlier as a test. So we are able to access Pal Park, and I have saved the game, so I will exit now and then go back into the Pokemon Platinum menu. So the fake Pokemon Sapphire is in here, and I will just turn on Pokemon Platinum, and from the menu, that's where you sort of migrate from other games like Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Fire Red and Leaf Green. So we'll double check. Let's have a look what it says. So it's got the game stuff. Yep, there's nothing that says migrate. So my feeling is that it's not going to work. We'll try it with a legitimate game as well. So this is a legitimate Pokemon Emerald Australian version. And we'll just boot that one up and just check how that one goes as well. Alright, so you can see in the menu here that it has sort of all the information. It has new game, migrate from Emerald as well. So we can migrate from Emerald, which means that it will work with the legitimate copies, but it will not work with any of the fake copies of the Pokemon games, even if you have 6 Pokemon caught, because I did go ahead and catch the necessary amount of Pokemon from this game first prior to actually setting it up, and it's not going to work. So migration does not work with the fake games. Alright, so another thing I just wanted to test as well is that you can't soft reset some fake games as well. I think from my notes it's only on Fire Red perhaps, but I will try it on Emerald. So this is a fake version of Emerald. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a fake version of Emerald. And I'll just try a soft reset. So GBA games is holding down A, B, start and select at the same time. So we'll try that. And it seems like it works, so that's fine. All good? Yeah, that's all good. Alright. And next I will be testing whether soft resetting works on this fake Fire Red version, because I believe that's what my notes are stating. So my guess is that you won't be able to soft reset on this particular game. Same as before, up, start, select A and B, we'll just give that a go. Alright, so it seems like it does work, which is good. Great. So it does work. So soft resetting is fine on the fake games. Alright, now there is this point in the fake Leaf Green game. So this just confirming this is the old fake Leaf Green game, where there is a corrupted part when you reach the SSN and you're about to beat your rival on the just before the stairs. It sort of glitches out or errors out, and it doesn't let you play anymore, and I'm aware that this glitch does occur on some emulator or like ROM hacks or whatever, but if this happens on an actual cartridge, it's more than likely because your game is fake, and it was a copy and paste of the ROM onto the cartridge. So I'll just show you what it looks like in the game. So we are on the SSN at the moment, and when I run this way, yeah, so you essentially reach like this crimson screen of death, and obviously the music is sort of stuck as well. So the only way to fix that is essentially to restart your game, but you basically can't progress further in that game. So if your Leaf Green does do this, you probably have a fake. Hey guys, so I am just beating the Elite Four on my fake Pokemon Emerald. This is just to test whether or not the newer fake Emeralds will corrupt when you beat the Elite Four and the champion. I remember in the past playing this fake Emerald and playing this fake Emerald. What would happen is you enter the room and the credits don't even play, it just goes straight to your game was corrupted, I believe. Okay, I'm surprised the credits are actually playing this time for once. So we'll let that roll and we'll see what happens. Alright, let's see. So far alright, we'll see. Oh, I am quite surprised that... Okay, alright, so... Interesting. Okay, so the game looks like it's able to be played beyond the champion in this fake game. That is a surprise. Alright, well there you go. So the newer fake GBA cartridges, if you beat the champion in Elite Four, you don't have to worry about the game necessarily corrupting, but definitely for the other fakes, you do have to be careful. I wouldn't say to try your luck even though this worked, but I mean, each their own. At least you know that your save file will be safe from corruption at the very least. So there you go. So just for reference, this is what happens if you have a fake game or a damaged version of the real game when you beat the champion and the Elite Four. The save file has been deleted. The game can be played. And then you lose your save file essentially. There's only new game and option available for you to choose from once you open the game up after the credits have rolled and the game has been saved. This is what happens when your game corrupts essentially. So if that has happened to you in the past with your game, it's very likely that you do have a fake game or potentially you have a damaged copy of the real game. It's one of the pretty easy ways to tell whether this happens. So if you're buying a what you call them a brand new game or a reproduction game, and this happens, it's unlikely it's damaged, so it's probably a fake. Alright, now let's take a look at the circuit board of the Pokemon Emeralds and the Pokemon Fire Reds. So the Emeralds should be similar with the Rubies and Sapphires, and the Fire Red should be the same as Leaf Green, except just in a different color cartridge holder case thing. We'll have a look at the Emeralds first. So the first major thing you'll notice on the Emerald is the sort of the battery just there on the right side of the circuit board. I believe that this little thing is, I think it's an oscillator, and this is, I'm not 100% sure on the names of all the parts. I'm sure someone in the comments will be able to explain something about that, but I believe this is related to the real-time clock, and they should be connected to the battery there as well. And now I'm not sure which one's which, but these two sort of chips are either the ROM, one of them's ROM and one of them is like the where the game stores the actual save file. I'm not 100% sure with the names and everything, but that's sort of what the legitimate Emerald circuit board should look like if you do have the chance to open one. You'll also notice that there is a copyright 2002 Nintendo logo just there, and there's a model number as well. So it should be in that sort of Nintendo logo sort of font. So this is what you're really looking for. Sometimes the battery might be like a yellow one or like a different one because someone may have replaced it. So that's pretty standard stuff. So yeah, this is pretty much what to expect on a Pokemon Emerald. One of the older Emeralds, the fake Emerald, this is sort of what it looks like. So it's a lot more simple. There's not a lot of stuff on there, and as you can see, the logo down at the bottom, the 2002 Nintendo with the model number is a little bit, to say the least, a little bit off. Yeah, so the font is incorrect, and the positioning and everything is just, I don't know, I feel like they've just put it on there because it was on the legitimate one, so that's my guess. And now the battery is obviously the wrong orientation, so the two tabs should be going from bottom left to the top right, and this is sort of flipped the other way around, obviously, to fit it within the circuit board that they had. My understanding, I'm not 100% sure if the battery is actually connected, because from the internal gameplay, there is not a lot of it doesn't really mention anything about the battery. I haven't tested it just yet, but from what I can see on the circuit board, I'm not 100% sure if it's actually connected to anything. So there is a possibility that the battery is just there for the sake of having a battery. I'm not sure if it's connected. If it is connected, I don't know where to. So that's another thing we can look at, but otherwise that's the main difference between the old style Pokemon Emerald fake and the legitimate one. Now the next one is the newer Pokemon Emerald. So this is the newer Pokemon Emerald fake. This is what it essentially looks like on the inside. There's basically no battery because obviously it's an extra cost and they don't even connect to anything, so there's no point for them to really add the battery in. So it's a big giveaway if you don't see the battery. And of course this one says 2003 Nintendo's in that sort of style, and it's just sort of all not all that correct. So one of these is for the actual game and one's for the for the save file. So that's pretty much it. And then there's this I think the logic glue here that just helps connect everything. Not 100% sure, but you can see it's a lot more simple design, so it's a lot cheaper for them to make, and yeah, you can pretty much just put the whole game on. So there we go, that's what you're looking for when you're looking for the fake Emerald games. Now, if we're just going to take a look at the Pokemon Fire Red game, so this is the legit one that we're looking at on the right. So the legit one, the circuit board should look like this. One of them is obviously just the ROM, which is what the actual game is held on. Another one is the where the save file is saved to. and this is the fake version of the Fire Red, the newer fake version, so it's very similar to the newer fake Emerald. Pretty much the same deal, it's just simple circuit board, and the real difference is the font and the logo, and the model number that's listed down in the just near where the connectors here are. So yeah, that's the main difference with that. There's not a whole lot of difference, but you can see that the color of the circuit board is a bit different. Everything here's got like labels and stuff, sort of just telling you what's what, whereas this one has nothing. So yeah, it's pretty simple. So that's another thing to sort of take note of as well. So that's basically the main stuff in terms of what the circuit board differences are in the games. All the other ones, there's I couldn't actually open this one, but it's very similar to the other fake Emerald, because this one, the screw didn't actually, oops, sorry, doesn't really matter though. The screw didn't actually come out, so that was a problem I couldn't fix with that. But yeah, pretty much all the other games should be quite similar in terms of these kind of things. So yeah, that's pretty much a list of the potential errors and compatibility issues and concerns that you may come across when determining whether your game is a real or fake Pokemon GBA cartridge game. By no means is this an exhaustive list of everything that may or may not occur with the fake games, but we did cover obviously a couple of the glitches or the game corruptions or compatibility issues such as migration, for example, and definitely refer to part 2 of the series to see whether the external sort of differences in conjunction to these internal differences line up to be a fake game. So of course some of the real games may have these errors or glitches as well, especially if they've been damaged or overused in some way. So yeah, and in part 4, which is the last video of the series, we'll be exploring sort of how to shop for these games or what to look out for online if you don't actually have the physical game there with you to compare in this video.